Hi, Laura DiGiulio here, registered massage therapist and NKT practitioner. I'm here in Bedford, Nova Scotia at Coastal Sports and Wellness, and I'm going to show you an activation drill for Latissimus dorsi, or lats. The lat is a large muscle that spans the low back and attaches actually to the humerus, the front of the arm. And lat is most notable in the pull-up pattern. It's also used in rowing actions and in a deadlift pattern actually alongside glutes. Lats are a really important muscle to stabilize the low back and also to allow for mobility of the upper limb. And so when people have issues with scapular stability, positioning of the scapula and stability of the upper limb, lat can be an important player. Also, lat inactivity tends to cause hunching of the shoulders or elevation of the shoulders and trap overactivity. And so I'm going to show you a great drill using a kettlebell. I'm using a 15-pound kettlebell. You really want the weight to be fairly low because you want to generate lots of tension in the lat yourself. And so you don't really need a super heavy kettlebell to do this. So I'm going to show you both sides. I'm going to show you from the front and from the back so that you can see this drill. And what you're doing is you're creating that lat shelf. So when you're doing drills like overhead presses, where you're actually supposed to be pulling down using the lat when you come down with that barbell and creating a shelf to push off of, this is what that drill is going to help to pattern. That creation of a lat shelf so that you can explode off into a press pattern. Yeah. So I'm going to show you how to do this lat drill using a kettlebell. So you're going to start lying on your back. And then just roll over and pick up this kettlebell properly. And so kettlebell is going to come up above your head. And you're going to come to lying on your side. You're going to bring the top leg forward and in front just to give you a little bit of stability. And so you're lying right on your side. And then my left arm is going to bend. So I'm going to bend at the elbow and I'm going to aim my elbow for my low back. And I'm generating lots of tension in my lat to create a shelf. But I'm going to make sure that my shoulder's not up here, my shoulder's back and down, and I'm really making sure that that scapula is attached to the back of my rib cage. Really nice and strong. And then I'm going to pull the elbow back and down and explode off that lat shelf that I've created. And make sure that you lock out at the end. So I'm going to show you that from the back as well. So you can include this drill as part of rehab, obviously modifying the weight for any shoulder dysfunction or low back dysfunction, as a matter of fact. You can include that as an activation prior to a lat activation, so something really light kettlebell, do 8 to 10 on each side or more, right immediately before you do a lat activation, right before you do a single arm dumbbell row, right before you do some pull-ups, just to get those lats firing and active right before you do an overhead press. That's a great activation. If you're wondering whether or not that activation is specific to your movement dysfunction or your movement pattern needs, then go get assessed by an NKT practitioner.